I was there in the orchestra when the Yom Kippur War started. I was already in reserve forces. I have to say that it was really hard because in these 3 years we did a lot of military service in Golan Heights. We saw the war coming. We saw it. And it was such frustrating 3 years because nobody believed it. Our defense minister, Moshe Dayan, no, it cannot be, there will not be war. And then it happened Shabbat. Oh, yeah, here. It was clear for me from very young, it's not my land. It's not Jewish land, it's not Palestinian, it's God's land. As he decided, when he brought us here, and he told us the regulations, and if we don't keep the regulations, he will kick us away. And he did it for 2,000 years. But he promised to bring us again. The full name is Arye Yehuda Bar David, which is Lion of Judah, son of David. In English it sounds very bombastic, but in Hebrew, Arye, lion. Assad in Arabic, by the way. Born in Jerusalem out of olives before independence of Israel, born 1947, to a family of 7 children. My father and my mother considered to be the first Jewish believers that raised a family in Israel. In those days it looked crazy. You have to say you are Muslim, you are Jew, or you are Christian. What is written? No, we believe in Yeshua, but we are Jews. My father and my mother, they were like pioneers in those days. It was independent war. We passed all the war in Jerusalem. We passed very hard attack. The last moment the British came and took us. My father got a bullet here, a bullet here. Neighbors, they were killed. They took us and brought us to the Jewish section of Jerusalem, Prophet Street, where there was American church. And they put us in the basement. And there we passed the war. It was hard for my mother, but she never complained. 3 babies down in the floor, no carpets, no heating, and it was snow. These young years made us, in a way, tough for all what will come later on. I passed hard times, 5 of the wars. 1 as a soldier, all the rest as a commander. I was ready to be killed every second. It was not a problem for me. I knew, because of all what I passed before, right, 67 war, attrition, all kind of things, that my life doesn't belong to me. I was in ambush, 10 soldiers, I was commander of the ambush. We got a hand grenade in the middle of our legs. I mean, the legs made a diameter of this. In the middle, hand grenade exploding. And as it happened, we were shot from 3 directions. Machine gun, you know. I'm crying out that I want iron numbers to know how many are killed. And I hear them, 1, okay, 2, okay. And they are shooting, they are fighting back, 3, 4. Number 10, a little blood on my, but okay. I couldn't believe it. This was already the 3rd time that happened to me, things like this. That 100% you have to be killed. Now, what happens if you are not killed? You understand that your life doesn't belong to you. This was the way that I saw it. Because I grew with a knowledge of fear of God, with a knowledge of fear of Yeshua, right? And so it's not my life. When I was teaching, I made, for instance, like the tonic. Okay, the tonic and the dominant. The tonic, and then the subdominant. After finishing army, it was February 70. The day that I finished the army, the same day, I accepted to the Jerusalem Symphonic Orchestra, which is a miracle. And everyone told me, Arye, look, people are waiting till they are 40, 50 years old to have this job, and you are only 25, 26 and have it. For me, the orchestra was for one thing, to share with other people what I believe. I knew that Yeshua is the one that I love.
I'm not thinking what I'm playing.
More than any other thing. I didn't mind all what I passed later on. I was there in the orchestra when the Yom Kippur War started. I was already in reserve forces. I have to say that it was really hard, because in these 3 years we did a lot of military service in Golan Heights, mainly in the Suez Canal. And everyone that was in my position as a paratrooper, we saw the war coming. We saw it, we saw it. And it was such frustrating 3 years, because nobody believed it. Our defense minister, Moshe Dayan, no, it cannot be, there will not be war. And then it happened Shabbat. We were a family of 7 children. 6 of us were in the army, 3 paratroopers, which I was with one of the units with Ariel Sharon, another brother was the tank commander, and 2 brothers in the Air Force. And my sister was secretary of one of the generals. I really can say that Yom Kippur and what I passed in this war, for me it's yesterday. We were only 60 yards, the Israelis from the Egyptians. It was very clear. If we shoot on them and they shoot on us, I mean, we are all killed. All around us, all around, the Egyptian army and the Syrian army bombing each other. Now, we cannot bomb each other because when they're 60 meters, you cannot even throw a mortar because you have to do it 90 degrees, but it can fall on you. Our first mission was to conquer Mount Hermon, because Mount Hermon fell and the Syrian army was there. And then they changed our mission. They decided to send us with Ariel Sharon to cross the Suez Canal. Now, we were in a forest somewhere in the north part of Israel. And I was with my soldiers. For them, it was the first war. And I really tried to encourage them. Somebody found a broken guitar with 4 strings, so I started playing Israeli songs, really to get them, you know, you're a commander, you're a shepherd. And they were frightened. Total dark, because, you know. And as I'm talking, suddenly someone came around from in the forest, right, of the eucalyptus trees where we were under, and he cried out, "Is Arye there?" And I said, "Yes, I'm here with my soldiers." "What is the point? Can you come with me to our unit?" It was another unit. Because we got some soldiers that came from United States, and they met Jewish, what in those days they called them Jews for Jesus people. And we know that you believe in Yeshua. We want you to tell us about Jews for Jesus. I answered him, you know, as, "Look, I don't mind, but with my soldiers, you have to ask them if they would like me to go and to talk to you." My soldiers, "No, Arye is not leaving us. If you want, call your people to come here." He went, he called his people. And in minutes, I found myself surrounded by hundreds of paratroopers. I was not ready to this at all. And this guy that called me, he wanted me to talk about Jesus. It was impossible to believe that it can happen. And I'm finding myself, all the big unit of paratroopers, and I tell you 700. And I start sharing. I felt very strong to encourage in Amos chapter 1, and I just continued on about the Messiah, about Yeshua, about his sacrifice, what he did for us, about the chance that we have now of repentance. What is the meaning of repentance, right? Very simple, very clear. And I did all what is called the mistakes that somebody can do, because people will tell you, if you talk about your faith, don't mention the word cross. Don't mention the word blood. You know, you understand? No, we are Jews, we don't like to hear these words. And I was sharing, I was talking, and nobody stopped me. In my unit that I was commanding them, 1/3 of them were religious Jews. I understand them. If somebody would come and talk about Hare Krishna, I would stop him. And they were upset that nobody stopped me. I felt that they are very, very, something inside of them, right? From one side, they really admired me as their commander. And almost when I felt I finished sharing about what is and who is Yeshua. And first of all, the most important, that he was a Jew. He came to our nation. He was living among us. And he offered us something that the Pharisees could not have it. They were jealous. I looked at them, I told them, I know exactly what you're talking among yourself. I know. I was your commander more than 1 year and 3 months before. Look now, I'm putting now in front of you, if my faith that Yeshua is Son of God is wrong, I want to be killed. Because if this is wrong, it's blasphemy what I'm doing. It's really blasphemy. And I too respect God to allow somebody like me to live, right? They were in shock. But if not, if he is the Son of the living God, you will see with your eyes.
Hey, I'm Mati Shoshani, and thank you for watching the TBN Israel YouTube channel. We hope this video gave you greater understanding of Israel and her people. If you haven't already, subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video. We'd love to hear from you, so be sure to share what you've learned and ask your questions and comments below. And invite your friends to join the conversation.